All right, so we're going to revisit this example we just finished. So our f of xy, our multivariate function, is negative 7x squared plus 88x minus 6xy plus 42y minus 2y squared plus 4. Say that 5 times fast. Ready, set, go. No, seriously, say it 5 times fast. Okay, we'll get back to the math. All right, so we want to optimize this function. We don't know if it's a maximum or minimum, concave or convex. So our first order condition is set each partial derivative equal to 0. Well, if you look, that's when we get these two equations. Negative 14x plus 88 minus 6y equals 0. And the second equation from our partial derivative with respect to y, negative 6x plus 42 minus 4y equals 0. So solving that out by hand, as you recall, wasn't very enjoyable as it goes on to that column. So what we're going to do is we're going to use solver to help us do this much more quickly. All right, so that's what we're going to base this upon. So here we have our Excel worksheet. Okay, so I'm going to set up a cell here. We'll call this X, this next one Y. We're going to highlight those because that's what we want to set up. And now I have my f of X and Y. Okay, so that's my function, but that function's not what's most important here. All right, what we really want to look at is what is f of X, f sub X. So f sub X was equal to negative 14 times X plus 88 minus 6 times Y. Our f sub Y was equal to negative 6 times X plus 42 minus 4 times Y. So there's our two equations that we have. And the first order condition is that we set each of these equal to 0. And so what we're going to be able to do now is we're going to be able to go into solver and solve this out rather quickly. So go to data, solver. My objective is to set f sub x to the value of 0 by changing my x and y. And so that's going to set f sub x equal to 0, but I also remember the first order condition is that f sub y is also equal to 0. So I need to do that by using a constraint. So I'm going to add my constraint that f sub y is also equal to 0. I add that, I click solve, and what I see is I get x is 5, y is 3. So that's a really quick way, and again that matches the answer we got, to go through and have Excel do all of that solving out by hand. Now if it's just f sub x and f sub y with two variables, it's not too bad doing it by hand. It's not fun, but it's doable. But if we have 3 variables or 4 variables, such that we have 3 first order conditions or 4 first order conditions, that becomes really unfun, and Excel can solve it really quickly for us. Now one thing you're thinking is, but this isn't quite 0, nor is that. Again, this is just a rounding. So if I highlight all of these cells, I right click, I go to format cells, and I just do a number to the 2 decimal places, I'll get the exact numbers there. The algorithm that Solver uses oftentimes gets very close but doesn't get quite exact. And so you see it's 5, but the actual number is 5 with a bunch of zeros and then some small, very small numbers. And so that's how we make this a lot easier using Excel.